Hey everybody, so today, or this afternoon, evening, morning, whenever you watch the video, if you do, there's going to be like 5 of you. Either way, so we're going to go over my Grand Design Reflection 150. So it's a little bit lighter, only has one slide. Yeah, we're going to talk about how it's held up. So it's a 2020. We had it since 2019, so 2023. Yeah, so we've had it 4 years. Kind of go over some of the stuff, see how it's held up, some of the things that have gone wrong with it, and some of the stuff that we've changed a little bit because we spent some time living in it while we're waiting on our house to get done. I traveled for work. We took the kids out of school for a little bit so they could travel with me and do the homeschool and stuff. So let's give it a little look-see and then see, you know, I don't know, how it's doing. I mean, it's still all right. We can't get rid of the damn thing. Money. But yeah, anyway. So we can start with the outside. It's doing all right. We need to wash it. I still haven't washed it since our vacation where we drove, I don't know, like 3,000 miles. But like the front cap is still good. The outsides are all right, except we had some problems up in this corner here. And what happened is you could see that there's a sticker up in that top corner. That sticker kind of came undone and water got underneath of it, and I thought it got in between this material here. That's not the case. It's just water building up in between those stickers. So I kind of covered the hole with like some clear tape and then re-silicone where it had separated over there. It kind of looks like dookie. I might need to clean that up. Then what else other than that? And then you can kind of see, like here, I hit a ladder on the highway one time. We hit that one time, but everything else is kind of like it's user error and then just being on the highway. And then like it stayed in Texas and Louisiana for a bunch of months while we traveled. And so the outside has been doing fine. And then tires. So I think it comes with the Westlake tires, or it did this year. They changed to the Goodyear because they are a much better tire. And the Westlakes, we actually had a blowout, and I wasn't going very fast. It was just cheap China tire. These are made in America, much gooder. And then I bought like a cheap TPMS, so you could with those you could just tell your pressure and then the heat of the tire, because heat is very important when it comes to blowouts, and so is pressure. Lower pressure, your tire vibrates more vibration, you get heat, and then the tire gets angry and then it will blow up, and that it's not really the best. Suspension, we've done nothing to it. So it came with these, I think they're like a Dexter kind of suspension setup deal. It's all greasable, so I grease it about once a year. Same thing with the axles, I grease those and then I check all the tightening of the stuff. And then same thing, so the back stays good. And then there's a few scratches on the back side where we had a bike rack set up, and then the bike handlebars actually made contact with that. So there's nothing gone wrong there. The slide still works, but because we stayed in it like so often, we would travel everywhere and we took everything, and like we'd travel for days and stop and open and close it. The slide still works. However, it likes it when somebody gets outside of the slide and gives it some assistance. So you just give it a little push while they're moving the slide in and out. And supposedly, I can't remember, I haven't Googled, but like these type of slide mechanism deals are pretty good. And considering this is like an entry-level fifth wheel, you know, it's super cool that it comes with it. It has just that drain, that's just for the kitchen, no problems at all with that. And then yeah, so I've still yet I had covers on these. I took them off. I need to put them back on, but no problems with that. And then for this is our little water heater deal. I had this go out. I can't remember what it's called, but essentially has something to do with like your water heater overheating, if I remember right. But this can go out. That's, I think, is like $7. And then what else? We've had some issues with the propane bottles, like the valves on the propane bottles. I still haven't replaced anything because it'll work. Sometimes it just makes noise. You got to maneuver it a little bit. And then I've replaced this switch. This switch was 15 bucks, and I called Grand Design, sent them some pictures. They got the year, the VIN of the camper, and then I didn't have to pay for shipping. $15. They sent it out, I replaced it, and they fixed it. What was happening was, if you go to extend, essentially the switch just quit working. The actual hitch itself, I'm not really a big fan of. It's a turning point, so it could swivel there or at your hitch setup. I'm not a big fan of it, because if you do that, you got to grease everything. You got to like take it all apart, get in there, grease it. And then with the setup that I have, with it being like a hitch that's going onto my gooseneck ball, if you lock that up at the gooseneck ball, it'll spin both this and the hitch in the back of the truck. Something I'm gonna try and throw in here. You can see these little deals. So what we did was we put these little deals in, and they will hold a screen. So if you're at like a campground or someplace crazy, you can set up a white screen, and then we have a projector so you can watch movies outside, have movie night while you're camping. It's super rad. All right, and then so we can look at the roof. The roof is done pretty well. I got to clean that off because it sits underneath some trees, and we live in Florida. It gets angry, but you can see the only thing I've had to do is I clean it, I wipe it down. It's pretty dirty here, but you can see in the corners, like where the water from the ACs would hit it, I've just put more sealant on it. All the corners, I think there's pretty good. I've had to put some around here on this deal, pretty much where like it would stick up and like it wasn't as thick. I put a whole bunch there, and in the corners around that, you see there was some right around there, some of these locations, and then I redid the front corners as well, where they were getting tired because the water runs down there and it's constantly hitting. And what I did was in these corners that I pulled up all the old stuff in the corners. You clean everything real good, and then you could put down more sealant to prevent the water from getting in there. Oh, it looks like this is cracking. It's just, oh no, just yuck. That looks like a crack though. I wonder what I can put down there. Oh, it's probably just, then you can see just the sun and getting old. I might be able to put some protectant down, but other than that, like all the lights still work. I've never had any problems with any lights. I put these on, like that deal that just goes over the vent, and then one in the back that goes over the vent as well. And we've had no leaks or anything like that, except for that corner in the front right. All right, we're gonna do some walking in. So the screen door with the dogs, it constantly gets tore up. I've replaced it a bunch of times. I decided I was done doing it until all of our dogs die, which could be soonish. And then another thing, so this area used to be where the couches was. We took those out, and we got like a cheap chair through IKEA, or cheap, not chair, you can see it, a table with some chairs through IKEA. And then we replaced, so that used to be where the dining was. It was like a U thing. Oh, hold on, let me turn some lights on. Bam, lights. So it was like the U dinette thing, so we took that out. We put in, this is also a cheap deal through IKEA. It folds out into a bed. It's okay, comfortable-ish. But what we do is we put a mattress topper on it when we have people sleeping here. The fridge is okay, still works, everything is perfect. We have it open because we don't want it to smell bad. And then this room, hold on, let me turn some lights on, has been redone a few times. So right now you can see, so this bunk, or not bunk, well, it is a bunk, but this bed right here is actually bigger than the original one. So what happened is when we had Dexter in here and he had to go to school, we wanted him to have his own spot. So we took this out and we made, it was open, and there was a desk back there, and he had a chair, and his TV would go right there, so he could sit down on the TV, turn around, play Xbox. So we have foam because for our vacation we just redid everything. So I made this super big. That way you can have 2 people sleep here. Not here yet because I want to put up railing. That way when we have people sleep up there, they don't just fall off and die. What else? Everything else it's held up pretty well. So the fireplace still works. Sometimes it makes a weird noise. I'm not really sure about that. That is broken. My wife did that because she was angry at a bowl. I didn't do it. That's something I would usually do. Haha, it's my wife's fault. Microwave still works. All this still works. The oven, I don't know if it's just old age. Probably not. It's just very, it works. It's just the temperature isn't always correct. We replaced this. Before they had something cooler, but we replaced it so we could put a little nozzle deal on there because we put a dishwasher right here. They would hook up to this and use this for water. It was perfect. Hold on, let me close these again, or open them. Intoxication. We put these up, and then you can see here before we replaced the dinette, we put wallpaper up, and then it stopped there. These steps have tried to kill multiple people. So we tried to put like a grip tape on them because they're slippery, especially in the middle of the night, and then they would move. So I've rebuilt them twice probably. I made them so they would go up and down, so you could store stuff in them because it's dead space behind there. However, when I did that, I'm a professional carpenter. I don't do it for a living. But either way, so this time I made it sturdy. It's got like 2x4s and everything underneath there. So you can actually walk on it and they won't move. Before you step on it, they'd shift around and be crazy, which is why I tried to take it apart and make something better, but I failed. Then you can see this little piece right here, how it's different. So we had the dogs on a July 4th, ate that up. So I just replaced it. And I think we're probably gonna put more, some sort of covering over it to make it nice and neat. Same thing with here. They tore everything up down there. The bathroom, we've done nothing to it. We brought a whole bunch of trees home. This is where we stored them. That's still dirty, but everything is good. And and then there was this janky, hold on. There was a janky, oh yeah, you can still see it. Hold on. But it would go, get out of there. And it would clip in like so, but if you touch it, it would lose its mind. So I got angry at that. We replaced that. And then we replaced the shower head. This shower head is super cool. So you get a higher pressure out of this. I put that in the house because it's awesome. Then you can just see like wear and tear, what is to be expected from everything. So you can see kind of how everything just gets old. These get tired, so you have to adjust those a bunch. And then our toilet has survived as well. Same thing, wear and tear. You're in the shower. And then this has died just because we used it all the time. And then this is the second mattress that we have put in here. So the first one you get is complete dookies. So we replaced it with a really expensive one. That's the one that's inside our house now. And then this one I think is maybe like $100 one out of Amazon. But any okayest mattress is better than the one that you get. And then all this has survived. So it's all still pretty good. And that's what I'm saying about this. So we have the second AC because we live in Florida, and then we traveled through Texas and Louisiana. Stayed in Louisiana swamp for about 6 months while I was working. And it survived. The ACs, I believe, might be getting a little bit tired because they were working overdrive. But it gets cool in here when you close the door. But like on some of our older campers, these would get tired. None of them. It's got like 4 years of us using the crap out of it. And a lot of times when we take it to the woods, we've all drank a bunch of adult beverages, and it makes us not make the best decisions. And everything is still been living. Yeah, you can see we put everything up. It's all crazy. We got stuff everywhere. So that's just my real quick Little overview of this thing. It's pretty much been a great, super awesome camper that we've had for like 4 years. And unlike a lot of people that have had campers for 4 years, it didn't just sit. We've done multiple trips into Texas from Florida, into Louisiana. We've driven it up to North Carolina from Florida twice. Then we've also gone to Pennsylvania. But pretty much it's done probably close to 20,000 miles, right around there. Like, just these good years have over 10,000 miles on them. And we haven't really had to replace anything. Good camper.